When he came out, he didn't cry, and that's when, as a mother, you freak out. When Chase was born, he was born in an hour and a half. Even when I first got there, midwife had assumed that I wasn't going to go in labour, and I told her. So from the get-go, like, it was dodgy. When I went in there, I told her I needed to push, and she said, like, you got 3 hours. I turned around and I pushed. I said, I'm pushing. And then she realised that Chase was coming, my waters weren't popped, and there was meconium through the womb. So they ended up, when they got him out, they suctioned him. And when he didn't cry, that's when I said, where's my baby? Pass me my baby. They gave me my baby, and I ended up looking at him. I told Marcus, my partner, I said, there's something wrong with him.
I think I was severely heartbroken. Although I didn't know the extent of what was going on, it still left a gaping hole.
When they told me I could go home, they did the MRI and said his MRI is completely fine, his brain's normal. You have a normal baby. I went home, and then the next day he body convulsed when I went to feed him, but he was going red all day and I didn't notice. I just thought he was getting hot. But I ended up, he had body convulsing, and noticed that he was having seizures. So then I took him back to the hospital straight away, and I was in there for 5 months straight. Chase will never walk, he will never talk. And, yeah, he's pretty much almost a vegetable, to the point where the seizures stop him from developing. Every time he does something, next week later he'll have a seizure, and whatever he did the week before is gone. So there's a lot of complications with Chase.
One of my favourite memories with him would be when he used to smile a lot. Before he had quite a large 20-minute seizure, which took most of his motor functions and abilities, I guess. He used to do some of the greatest smiles you've ever seen in a child, and that lit up a room, and that's what I loved.
Chase loves music. Like, you go in the car, you put music on, and sometimes he'll talk, he'll just and just start trying to say stuff, but can't really link anything. But he sits there and he loves the bass in it, I think. We do a lot of R&B music when we go driving and stuff. So when we're in the car, we put the music up loud, and he just loves it. He just chills and listens to it. There's not a lot that Chase can do because of his seizures. He needs to be in aircon and stuff. So we don't really go out much. So he likes to watch TV. His baby sister, Summer, lays down with him. Then he starts to blow raspberries a lot when she's laying next to him. And then first time she cried next to him, he was like, you could see that he was a bit confused. Like, he was like, what is this? So you could still see that Chase is there. Like, he is there. He's just can't move his body. But he's there in his eyes. Like, he just sits there and you can talk to him and you can see him look at you like a love look. Yeah.
What do you want to be when you're older, Nevaeh?
Nevaeh, she loves her brother.
A doctor.
And why do you want to be a doctor?
Because I want to fix Chase.
Anyone that comes over and like she's like, this is my brother, like she's excited, like she's not ashamed, which is good. But yeah, she's really good with him. It makes me happy to watch her sit there and play with him and know that she knows that he can't walk, but she still gives him that time. Yeah. So she ends up like just giving him all his love. Like, she'll climb on his bed in the morning sometimes and sit up there and play with his toys and show him. Yeah, she does a lot with him. Like, she treats him like we do, like a normal person. Like, and that's the way we push it on to her. Like, he's no different. You know, I tell her that his brain's a bit damaged and that's why he can't do what he's got to do, and she understands that, so it's good. The worst seizure he has is a tonic-clonic. You could see the hurt in his eyes when he's screaming through them seizures. It's all right, Chasey. Relax, mate. We do what we think's right. We turn him to his side and then he'll vomit. You have to sit there for about 10 to 20 minutes after with him to settle him, and he's just until he falls asleep. But yeah, you just pretty much sit there and wait. You feel helpless, like you can't do anything. Yeah, and it's not only helpless, you feel like your son might pass and you can't do nothing. It's like, yeah, it's heartbreaking to watch. He had a bad chest infection probably a year and a half ago, and he went into hospital, and then they told me to plan a funeral for him. He went up to special care. He had seizures and they had to give him some seizure epileptic drug, and then they gave him that, which knocked him out. Like, it's like puts him in a mini coma. So he was asleep for 2 days straight, like didn't even twitch. So that chest infection built up on his chest even more. So that's when they said, we don't know if he can get through it because it's too big, so you might have to go home, plan a funeral and do all that stuff. So yeah, I've seen it at the worst, and he's pulled through, it doesn't surprise me. Like, I know my son, he's strong, and I even know that he doesn't have the muscle tone. I think he has the willpower to fight it. We just give him love, pretty much.
Yeah, I just smile every day and hope for the best.